Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I am your host, Don Elmy, and here with me is my co-host, Nick Muley, and the president, the head of the Things Network, Jeremy York. And continuing on with the holiday horror films. This particular film came from this idea that I had because recently I saw the new Santa movie called Violent Night, and it was much better than I thought it would be. It's a nice blend of comedy and action. Die Hard. It feels like Santa meets Die Hard and Home Alone, and a lot of people seem to really shocked that Santa is actually killing people in that movie, and I'm just like, well, this isn't the first time Santa has been depicted as a killer, because if you go back to the year 2005, there is a film called Santa's Sleigh, and that is the film we are talking about tonight. Sleigh, spelled Slay, and features Bill Goldberg, WWE superstar Bill Goldberg as Santa.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
unusual.
there is a Santa Claus.
What was that?
As in,
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
everyone knows he exists. We just didn't tell you about it. But in this, unlike Silent Night, Deadly Night, this Santa is not a killer that just dresses as Santa. No, they're having this be the actual Santa Claus that's now going on a murderous rampage.
And who again? What better picking you choose than Bill Goldberg dressing up as Santa?
Yes, a superstar wrestler, Bill Goldberg, playing a killer Santa.
Well, when you think about it, it doesn't get much more intimidating than somebody like Bill Goldberg. I mean, his size alone, when you come up to him, he's a big man.
He is.
How
Big guy.
tall would he have to be? I mean, he's got to be big.
How tall is he?
Bill Goldberg, let me check.
He's 6'4".
6'4". Oh my God, that's even taller than me.
6'4", yes. And wow, let's see. Oh, right now he's 55 years old. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, we are live on TikTok now.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's 55 years old. Actually, he'll be 56 next week.
Oh, okay. So we're doing this right before his birthday.
Yep, his birthday is on the 27th.
Oh, so 2
Right
days
after Christmas.
right after Christmas. So you hear that, everybody? Santa officially turns 56 next week, right after Christmas.
Yep. And
56 by
for somebody
years.
his age, he is still in tremendous shape.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, next Ulrich, thank you so much for tuning in. So tonight we're talking about Santa's Sleigh, the movie about a wrestler playing a killer Santa Claus. I mean, hey, they had to have known that this was going to be a silly film. I mean, just the premise alone on paper sounds ridiculous.
It is, but I'll tell you what, they actually did the story quite well.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, there was some creativity in it. There's no doubt. But
Oh yeah.
And
I gotta just point out, I
obviously-
don't think I've ever seen Bill Goldberg. I mean, honestly, I really haven't seen much with him, but I think I'm looking him up. I think this is the real time I've actually seen what he looks like without when he was wearing that Santa costume. Man, he looks a lot different. But he's still huge, though.
You should see him how he was when he was a wrestler.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
I will do just that. So,
He
John,
is-
take it away.
He is big.
He is big guy, 285 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is quite the wrestler there.
He's a beast.
And he wasn't exactly a technical talented wrestler. He was more along the lines of how Hulk Hogan was in the 80s, at least in the WWF.
Yeah.
When Hogan was in Japan, he was quite the technical wrestler that you never saw in America. And Goldberg was the same way. He was rough and tough wrestler. He went right at you. and the big part of his career was just only in a span of just a few years. It'll say that he's been a wrestler for over 20 years, but when you really think about it, there's only a very short amount of time that he spent as a wrestler, and he really made his mark in that time.
Oh yeah, he did.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, like I only watched just like a handful of wrestling as a kid. You know, like back when the Undertaker was at the top of his game. You know, I mean, he's retired since, but oh man, can you imagine Undertaker playing Santa?
That would not fly. Nope.
Yeah. I mean, because the thing with him, like Undertaker does that eye roll thing, you know, that rolls his eye to the back of his head. Like, you see all that was like one of his trademarks.
It was. Now, I'll tell you what, I've done the eye roll thing myself. It hurts.
Yeah, I've done it too.
It hurts.
Try to myself, I still can't do it.
Oh, I have, and it's not. You're not missing out on anything. I can tell you that right now. You're not missing out on the least bit.
Yeah, I guess everyone has their own strange talent. Yeah, I mean. Anyway, so Sarah asks, what was his motivation to go on a killing spree? Well, interesting story about this. Yeah, very interesting story about this Santa. Turns out this story depicts Santa. Turns out about 1,000 years before the story takes place, 1,000 years, where Santa turns out to be the son of Satan. He's actually a demon. And he loses a bet to an angel, and it went in this curling match. You know that game you play on ice, where you move one as close to the hole without putting it in there. You know, and kind of like cornholes. You know, like the equivalent to a cornhole, a beanbag, whatever they call it. And so Santa lost, and as part of the bet, because he lost, he was forced to give out gifts to children every Christmas for 1,000 years. But in this film, where the time this film takes place in, the 1,000 years is up, and Santa is going back to his old demonic and murderous ways.
You forgot to mention too, and the storyline of how it all started when he, during that game, and it all takes place in sort of a Rankin Bass stop motion picture style segments.
It did.
I always like that. It's like paying homage to those old stop motion animations that we've seen in like that. Those old Christmas films that were like Frosty the Snowman, and like let's see,
Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer, Year Without a Santa Claus. There's a number of them that were made throughout the 60s and 70s and early 80s.
If you look at this movie, if you look at everything that's thrown into this movie, there's literally everything that you could think of when it comes to Christmas in there. It's got, like you said, the stop motion of the old classics. It has a brand new story to it, although not one that would be considered a classic. It has different genres thrown into this thing as well. There's horror, there's comedy, there's
action. Kind of action thrown into it as well.
There's it's a stretch saying soft porn, but there's nudity in this thing as well.
Yes, in that strip club scene.
I thought that was kind of a funny scene, to be honest, with what happened during that scene.
What didn't happen in that scene?
I just love how
there's all kinds of cliches thrown in.
Yeah.
Overdone on this one.
Here, hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Bye, Don.
Yep. Oh, it's a timer. What's this? Oh my! I need a glass of wine and come back.
Yeah, come back, Emily, because we're talking about one of the greatest Christmas movies ever, Santa's Sleigh.
Thanks, Emily. I kind of figured someone was going to say something about my hat.
Oh, yeah. If it's not the background, it's the hat.
See, I would have worn my normal one, but because it was worn a few days ago because we had a holiday Christmas party, it needed to be washed. So it's still drying right now. So I have to wear this one instead.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on.
And plus, there was some. I wouldn't.
So, what
well,
just happened?
Oh, we're just going. I wouldn't say there were some very well-known actors in this thing, but there's a bunch of cameos in here, and also some somewhat big names in here, but not A-listers.
Yep, that's true. But what I was going to say is, what I was going to say is, what happened just now is I had to go get my cookies out of the oven.
Oh, you're baking cookies for Santa?
No, for myself. I want to put like just use them. I wanted to use, like I still had cookies in the freezer. I wanted to like just use them up before any of them go bad. So, and I try not to eat cookies very often, but 'tis the season.
Sarah wants to know what kind.
You do know what happens to the people that make the cookies inside this movie, right?
Yeah, and of course I'm putting them out on this.
Nice. What kind though? Sarah's asking.
What kind? They're just chocolate chip, nothing special.
I thought you knew better than to put cookies out for Santa, Don.
Well, he would put cookies out for Santa, but he doesn't want to be repaid with a sharpened candy cane.
First of all, no, they're not for Santa. Second of all, people don't do that unless it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but always best to have it ahead of time so you don't forget at the last minute.
Wow. Hey, what I forgot to do is I forgot to put up a picture of Bill Goldberg. Hang on, because I feel like we should show the audience a picture. Hang on.
While you're doing that, Sarah's saying if you bake them upside down in a muffin tin, they turn into bowls, which is perfect for ice cream. Oh, that's right.
Okay,
we even knew that.
Here he is. Here is Bill Goldberg as a wrestler.
Yeah, this would be back in like 98, 99. He was just, you can tell he was in phenomenal shape. He was also a football player before he became a wrestler.
Makes sense.
It was almost by accident that he even became a wrestler.
Oh. Yeah.
And as soon as he got into WCW, which was the first organization that he entered, they just jump started him right from the get-go and had a historic career. And yes, sir, there was a lot of comparisons with him and Steve Austin. Yeah, and that was a dream match that they never had.
See, Jeremy, I got to say, this almost looks like, with what he just shared, it looks like this could be something that could be like a almost an additional inspiration for your wrestling show with you and Donald, in a way, since you guys are going to be talking about wrestling.
We're definitely going to be talking about Goldberg at some point.
You should.
Yeah. We'll also be talking about wrestlers that had secondary careers as actors. Goldberg, Steve Austin was in quite a few movies. Randy Orton, Hulk Hogan, The Rock. Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson, yeah.
Speaking of which, did you guys see the latest news about The Rock and Black Adam?
I haven't.
I still got to see that movie. It's on HBO Max. They just announced that they put it on there. So I got.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I heard it's good, but I heard that they are not going to be moving forward with that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has to do with the whole James Gunn controversy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess Dwayne is very closely associated with John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the whole thing with James Gunn, like he wanted to like boot Superman for a different actor. Yeah,
I thought the whole DC universe is, to me, has been extremely inconsistent.
It is, no doubt. I mean, it's like they're trying so hard to create their own universe, seeing the MCU. I mean, hey, even Universal Monsterverse tried to take a crack at it, and
I think the first one's in, and that didn't get going at all.
No, they didn't. They started off with the Mummy and none since. Because that was a flop.
But Marvel, they found the right formula. They found the right stories,
Yes.
and everything is working out perfect for them. DC, they're trying to emulate it, but the problem is, it's like they're trying to tie in way too much at first, whereas with DC, they just built it and built it and built it, and
Yes.
then it exploded. They're trying the explosion first.
Yep.
That's not
That's what they did. Marvel created a steady build-up, introducing character at a time, like throwing in new characters and also having them have their own movie and so on. Keep building up to Avengers that's phase 1. Go on to phase 2, phase 3, so on.
But eventually that is going to die out, because as you start getting rid of the older characters, which is the ones that we all grew up on, and start bringing in a lot of these other secondary characters, it's going to fizzle out.
Yep. And they already dropped the ball with Morbius. Yeah, I was disappointed with that. But so anyway, back to Hall. Yeah, can't get casting together correctly. Yeah, that's one of the issues they have.
Yeah, and then this.
But here's the thing: they did get some great actors for their parts. Henry Cavill for Superman, if I said his name right, great. And then they did how many Batmans in the last 10 years? How many actors playing Batman? And then they bring in Batman for this Ben Affleck, who I already had a hard enough time believing him to be Batman. Then they have Robert Pattinson, which was even worse.
Well, Patterson wasn't too bad. I mean, the Batman did have a lot of good things going for it. I liked the way Riddler was depicted. I liked, and I'm actually excited to see Joker 2. Because they just announced that. They announced that sequel, and they also I'm wondering if how Lady Gaga will do as Harley Quinn.
That first Joker movie, that was that messes with your mind big time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and also getting Jason Momoa for Aquaman, that was a great acquisition.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but their biggest task was to make Aquaman cool. Yeah, it's like if you want to make Aquaman to be cool, have him played by Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
the casting was what really sold it.
Honestly, he looks the part.
Oh wait! Oh, I didn't see that. What was that?
Yeah, I get the backflip part, but I don't know who you're referring to as Bruno, though.
Yeah,
I don't know who Bruno is either.
Yeah.
So
but anyway,
let's jump back to
Slay.
Yes, Santa Slay.
I like Santa Slay because of the origin story that they made for it.
Mm-hmm.
The acting isn't terrible.
No, it's really not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's not terrible. They went way overboard on the cliches.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second.
Bye, Don.
Bye, Don. The timer going off again?
Yep, this is second time now he's disappeared on us in not even 20 minutes.
I bet I'm probably betting right now it's going to happen a third time. Just wait 3 times.
Yeah, he's attention to his cookies.
The cookies that he claims is not for Santa.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that he is not going to get a sharp point candy cane.
What's up, Joe? I bet he has the oven too high.
He's baking chocolate chip cookies.
I asked him if he was making them for Santa, but apparently he's not.
Nope, I just want to use them.
That means Don is going on the naughty list.
Yeah, Don, you're in trouble. You're in trouble here. You're on your own.
No, I just made them because they're going to go bad in like less than a month, so I might as well just use them.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm not. Hey, I
The
didn't stock up. I mean, hey, I didn't stock up my pantry and my freezer with goods and stuff just for them to go bad. Blow money, throw away money like that. No, I'm not doing that.
Emily's fixing
Kitchen
SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs. I just had chicken nuggets with extra hot buffalo sauce and ice cream.
Ooh,
Nice.
are those the cookies, Don?
Mm-hmm.
How are they?
Great.
Awesome.
Nestle Toll House.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Nestle Toll
House. So anyway, Santa Slay didn't have great acting, but it wasn't terrible either. Again, you got to think about the premise of the movie. It's not going to be a blockbuster. I enjoyed the origin stories and the different directions that they took with Santa. It's definitely innovative, and I don't think there's ever been a story quite like that. And I also enjoyed the use of the cameos that they had, particularly at the start of the film with James Caan, Fran Dresser, Rebecca Gayheart. It was really, really good how they did that, because that really set the tone for what the rest of the movie was going to be about.
For sure.
Right.
Oh, Sarah,
Don, you can answer this one.
I saw Violent Night two nights ago, and it was awesome and hilarious. Yeah, like David Harbour played like a great Santa, and Jeremy, I
was just asking who's Things Network tonight saying what's up. Who is that? Just out of curiosity. Anyways,
I don't want to take bets on that being Jenny.
I wonder if that is Jenny.
It's coming in underneath that name.
Yeah, I'm betting it.
Oh yeah, and Jeremy, I wanted to bring up that opening scene where this wealthy family is joining each other for dinner, Christmas dinner, having all these the snobbish stereotypes that they're throwing around all over the place, like it's nobody's business, and where the patriarch is played by like you said, James Caan. Who I remember seeing in Elf 2 years prior.
Hello, Donald.
Oh, Donald. I was going to send him the link because I told him before he was welcome to come on if he'd like.
Oh, yeah. For sure. You're welcome.
Real quick, for those of you that are not familiar with the movie, this is what it looks like. There is your Santa Claus.
The one and only.
Yes. And when you really think about it, looking at this and looking at how it was in the movie, I'm not really sure that they would have been able to find somebody better for the part for how it was. And that's that is an icicle that he's got in his hand, Sarah.
Yeah, it was an icicle. Watch party.
Here's a closer look. That's an icicle that he's got in his hand.
Yeah, a watch party. Wouldn't that be cool as hell if we were able to do something like that? Have a watch party, like watch movies while we're on a show.
Oh yeah, actually, I think people that do that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, there's a few groups that do that. There are also other groups that do watch parties or music videos. I participated in a couple of those. That's how I found some really, really good songs a couple of years ago.
Emily says you can. There's an app for it.
Yeah, we should look into that. I would love to do a watch party out here.
You just get a couple of us together to watch a particular movie or something. That would actually be a really cool idea.
Yeah, we could do that. Probably. But here's the thing: if you're doing a watch party with a movie, especially with the three of us, we're not going to be able to shut up throughout the whole show.
Oh, I would have to mute my mic. That's all I got to say.
But like Sarah said, live commentary, that's basically what it would be about. We'd be talking about the movie throughout the thing.
Donald likes the idea.
Yeah, we'd be like Mystery Science.
Huh?
I said we'd be turning this into Mystery Science Theater 3000 probably.
That's a good show.
So yeah, back to that opening scene. It
What's up, Donald?
Hey Donald, it really set the tone for the movie,
Okay.
and possibly in the best way, because it lets you know several things. One, Santa's not playing around.
Nope.
No,
It,
not
it,
at all.
oh, it lets you know that yes, this is a horror movie, but there are also going to be some comedic factors in it as well. And
Oh, yeah.
three, it's going to give you the first of probably 500 cliches, puns, very badly used. Yes, there is a Santa Claus. That's your first one.
Yep.
That movie
And,
was full of.
Oh yeah, and I remember several names in that film, like mostly from like names of the people who were in that strip club, and also some of the cops. They have like names that I would typically expect from an Austin Powers movie. Because if you think back to it, let me see, what was his name? They
Are you
were
talking the actors' names or the names of the characters?
the names of the characters.
I know,
yeah,
it's kind of crazy just seeing those names that they had for it. It's just like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And like even some of the cops, like the cops in the film, like there was I think it was a Sergeant Dick, and last name is Zucker, spelled with a Z. And then there was Captain
One whose name is Culk.
Yeah, Captain Caulk and Sergeant Bush. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, he kept on messing with that one guy on there about. So who's your favorite? Oh, I like Cock. You know, so you really like Cock. Oh, okay, but I prefer Cock. So Cock's a pain in the ass sometimes, isn't it? Yeah.
No, like caulk, as in like caulk that's used for construction. You know,
I didn't even know that's a term that's used for construction.
Caulk.
Yeah, I never heard of that term before.
It's a ceiling. Yeah, it's used to patch like cracks in walls.
Okay. No, Emily.
Like silicone.
It's more like the kind of caulk that you use in construction. That stuff that's used. There you go.
Yeah. See, there you go, Jill.
Yeah. See that? Yeah. They just had those names in there for that dumb joke. You know how in Austin Powers they have like characters with like very ridiculous names. Like one of them said like one of them. Let's see. The second one was Felicity Bagwell. Never said.
Well, now you just said it, Emily. Good job.
Apparently, it's acceptable to say it because you're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting banned now. You're getting banned now.
Yeah, and Jill, you're absolutely right. It definitely got awkward for a hot minute.
But if they don't get banned elsewhere, she's not going to get banned here. So,
okay.
But yeah, that in that first scene, oh boy, that first scene, the way that the family was talking to each other would make you think, okay, I am looking at a very bad Rob Zombie movie right now. Am I right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it's like dysfunctional. They're all just a few steps away from being like the family in the Halloween remake.
Yeah,
which was just like 2 years before that came out. I think that it wasn't it. It was 2005. So
yep, yep.
And of course this film, and the film like with that scene, you know, like where they have James Caan, you know, as the patriarch of that family, and like all the families are killed off in like very festive like ways. Like one of them, Fran Drescher, was drowned in eggnog, and let's see, I know. And
here's the thing: that was not the first thing to happen to her in this movie.
Yeah,
yeah, she loses all her hair, and I have to say, I get the whole thing where everybody is always trash talking the way that she sounds, and especially that laugh that she does. So I am sure that in the theater, I'm pretty sure if this movie was shown in theaters, that there was a lot of people cheering for her death scene.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can kind of already picture it. But at the time when I saw it, funny enough, I was still in high school when I first watched it, and that was like probably about. I saw it about 5 years after it was released. So 2010 was when we first watched it. I did not expect anything like that to happen, but still, I think we were pretty satisfied what was going on.
And you were in high school?
I was in high school then, 2010.
Nick is only 20 years old. What do you expect?
How old are you?
What was that, Donald?
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Jeez, you could actually be my kid. my oldest daughter's like 28.
Oh wow! So just a year younger.
I'm
See that, folks? That this is why you should never judge a book by its cover.
Wait, what, Jill? I could technically have a 26-year-old. Wait, what?
I am not even going to ask where it technically comes from.
Yeah, I don't think I want to know either. That was just like, whoa.
No matter what.
Thanks, Joe. Future son-in-law. What? Future son-in-law?
Yeah, I said, and she's single.
Well, I'm older.
No comment. And no comment on this.
No.
I don't know why. She keeps going on with that, damn it.
You're asking to get banned.
She knows she's not going to get banned.
She's asking for it, though.
She is. You better be careful. She just may get it.
Oh, and by the way, 30.
Yeah, he's just a year older than I am.
Yep.
Wow. I'd had to start a couple years earlier.
I'm sorry?
I said I would have had to start a couple years earlier than that.
Oh.
Have a 30-year-old.
Ain't over yet. Give her time on this joke. Okay,
Jeremy, how old are you?
Zuckerberg's nothing. I'm not worried about him.
Hey, what's up, Joanne?
So the other thing that's really surprising about this thing is how quickly James Caan gets killed.
Oh yeah, like the whole family gets off like within a minute. I mean, another character gets like a star of a tree, like used as a shuriken, like right into her back, and then James Caan gets killed by having knives being stabbed, like pinning his hands into the table, and then like chokes him to death with that turkey leg. And I'm like,
he just
how could
shoves it in his throat?
See, I missed that one.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, right when that happens, I'm just thinking, how could you, Santa, after what he and Will Ferrell did for you 2 years ago?
See, I missed that death scene. I watched it and my stream was messing up, and I had to move it past it. It kept getting hung at that one spot, so I just moved it up to the credit part where it was coming on.
Oh man, so you missed some of the best parts of that movie.
Well, I saw all the other kills, but I didn't get to see him. I knew he was tied. I knew he was knives with knives. You know, holding him onto the table there.
It was one or the other, yeah. So his hands were impaled so that he couldn't get through. And the funny part, it shouldn't be funny, but it's funny because one, it's him that's doing it. Is that he's trying to use his own mouth, trying to pull one of the but when you think about it, I'm sure that happens in real life, really. Not so much with the turkey leg, but
oh yeah, I just love that the majority of Santa's killings is like caused by something that's religious, whether it's from Christmas themed or if it's Hanukkah themed. Because there was one scene where he killed the deli worker, Mr. Green, with what was that called? It was
that they use for Hanukkah for the 8 candles.
Yes.
I keep forgetting what those things are called, and it's like a real easy name for them. Oh, menorah. That's what it was. Yeah,
a menorah. A Jewish character being killed up by a menorah. I'm not really sure how to feel about that. I mean,
Well, it just goes to show that no matter, like in this case with Santa, it's like no matter what religion or holiday you celebrate, you're not safe from him.
yeah, and also I have Jewish relatives, so seeing that, I'm wondering how they would feel if they saw that part of the film.
Well, another thing to think about: Bill Goldberg himself is Jewish,
Oh
Yeah, he is.
and
but he had no problem doing that.
Well, I think they also know too. It was just it was kind of it was just a film. Obviously, I don't think they were intending to really like offend anyone. So I think it really didn't matter to Bill Goldberg.
well,
And you can appreciate the irony that is all over. Who comes up with these death scenes? The greatest minds in cinema. Who else do you think?
Emily,
yeah.
that's great. Jill says she doesn't have turkey for Xmas. She only has a ham Sam tears.
Don't worry about it, Jill. We have enchiladas for ours.
We all need therapy. What?
we all need therapy.
I don't know what you mean by that.
We all got sick, twisted, demented minds, especially when it comes to Christmas.
Yep.
I mean, just about every single movie we've covered on the podcast this whole month has been focusing on, very violent and gory things that we enjoy seeing in these films.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, we do need some therapy. Thank you for bringing that up. Wait, one of my okay.
She also says she loves therapy.
Actually, I don't even want to know.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, I'm not touching that one.
Nope. Oh man,
I got to write something.
I know why she has her therapist. I know the situation behind that. But usually the client and the therapist don't develop anything more than just that that doctor patient thing. It usually does not go beyond that and go into an actual friendship. You almost never see that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's true because the doctor is trying to be professional. Professionals don't usually get involved in those ways with patients.
Yeah, and then that could compromise what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
I'm not touching this one either. Whatever she's saying, doctor patient thing.
She's basically repeating what I was just saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it would be unethical because they can become compromised with bias. Yeah, that's true.
Things therapy.
No,
no, that's not gonna happen. Nope. Do these writers take ideas for gory death scenes ever? Always wondered how they decide on them.
Well, when you think about it, when you're trying to do a horror movie, you always want to come up with something different, and you definitely want to try to come up with a death scene that's never been seen before.
Yeah, they always try to, even if it becomes, even if it does come off as silly. It's like, hey, it's different.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Leprechaun movies? They come up with some of the most ridiculous deaths you've ever seen.
Well,
I saw the first two. I think
come up with different some. Yeah.
When they started going Leprechaun in space and all that stuff, I was like, I can't.
That was just ridiculous. It really was.
I hated Leprechaun in space. That was terrible.
It's the worst
That was
one.
like, not to change the, what we're talking about, but
Emily, you don't date anybody. You said
there's a kill in the movie that has always bothered me. Or not in a bad way. It's bothered me because they had so much potential with the kill and they wasted it. Now I think it's back in the 80s, maybe early 90s when the MPAA was cracking down on a lot of gore and violence and all that. In Friday the 13th, Part 7, when he gets the delimber and he finally tracks down the doctor you know, and he gets him in the woods and he's laying there on the ground and Jason cranks that thing up and I'm like, oh yes, this is gonna be epic. He's fixing to delimb this guy. And he just sticks it in his gut. And I'm like, what the hell is that shit?
I know, like I guess thinking like back then, they were trying to make sure they secure an R rating instead of an X rating,
Right.
so it could be released in theaters. Because there were some scenes that were cut out, like extended scenes where it featured more gore. So I've seen them.
I'm gonna have to look those up. But anyway,
Yeah, like,
back to the.
but yeah. So Santa is attacking this town that's called Hell. Yeah, a demon Santa, the son of Satan attacking Hell. You know, a town called Hell. Go figure. Because of course they would have that.
By the way, was explained later on in the movie why.
Yeah, it was. And also Santa and his sleigh, he just has what he calls a hell deer instead of reindeer. It's like a giant white buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
just one.
Yeah.
And I like how they did that thing. I really like how they did this hell deer. I really like it. It's different, and it absolutely complements his Santa Claus.
Yeah. Because usually expect a dozen deer, but this time it's just one giant buffalo.
Yeah.
It probably had to do with.
What do you want to bet that this hell deer is actually Rudolph?
Yeah, I wonder too.
Or Prancer.
You didn't have a red nose.
Yeah, Rudolph.
I didn't have a red nose. I don't remember seeing that.
Wait. He's right. There is one scene. There is one scene where his nose does glow red. It's brief.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
here's a picture of this thing.
Yep.
Never mind the green dot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is a picture of it.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's his nose that glows red, not his eyes?
I was gonna say I don't remember glowing like red.
It's brief. Like if you blinked, you missed it. But it's like in a couple of shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know how he ate.
Looks like a fuzzy cow.
I want to know
That's
how he
what
got
buffalo is.
to the valet to eat him.
that was different.
It's like you don't see it happen like the valet. Like I just like that. I thought it was kind of funny, like how Santa just flew the sleigh right there and like to the valet. Like the valet doesn't know what the hell to do. Like he's like confused. Yeah, he looks confused. He just gets in, then boom, the hell deer just speeds off. Then later on, when Santa finishes his work, burning and killing people inside the strip club, he comes outside and to see the hell deer, spits it where the hell deer spits out the valet guy's hat. And I'm like, oh, okay. Even with the hell deer, you're not safe.
Yeah. Well, you got to feed your animals.
He fed himself.
You got to feed your pets.
You gotta do something with it.
Oh yeah.
Clock strike midnight at the pole.
Clock strike midnight at the pole.
He explains the time in this movie as well. Santa did.
Yep. He explained like later on in the film that what was it? That time at the North Pole is like where all the time zones converge. So yeah, it's like basically, like they were waiting until like Nicholas was like waiting until like 7 p.m. like which was supposed to be like midnight in North Pole time, but no, apparently according to Santa, that's not the case.
No, he actually gets very educational there for a second.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
He talks about the Greenwich Mean Time, and then he just wraps it all up as Christmas is over when I say it's over.
Oh yeah, and
he was basically setting his own rules up. Santa only
yeah.
slays before.
Is he on a daylight? I don't on a daylight savings time.
You know,
Daylight
you
saving
wouldn't
doesn't
think
start in
that-
December.
You would have thought that he would be going across the country just to keep up with the different time zones. Like if it was like past Christmas on the East Coast, like the Eastern time zone, would he go to like the Central time zone? Because technically the rest of the country, it's still Christmas then.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it all had to do with, which I didn't really explain that part of it, but it all had to do with the grandfather, being the angel that came down, and basically descendants of the family, the family descendants of him. That he's trying to kill all them off.
Right.
Yeah, that's why he was in hell. He said we'd go to hell and back to find the grandpa, who turns out to be the angel that beat Santa in that bet, the curling bet 1,000 years ago, and made Santa, like give out gifts every Christmas for 1,000 years. And
Right.
so, yeah, that was a big twist.
Okay, Emily, what did you send me? I just now noticed that you sent me.
She sent me something. It was the app, I think.
Cena?
Yeah, Scener, watch Netflix and more with friends.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see okay.
Yeah, she sent it to me too.
I'll look into that. Another thing that I found funny, and this is very typical of a movie like this, and this would be the actions of the preacher in this movie. Now, before the whole strip scene happens with the ballet and everything, there is a scene where the preacher is in his church and he's doing his sermon, and you can tell he's one of these nut crazed preachers. And they got the collection plate being passed around, and he is yelling at the people, "I don't want your coins. Put your bills in there. Put your bills in there." And then later on at the strip club, he's spending those bills on the strippers.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can tell that this guy is not as trustful as you think he is. And also, look who's coming on, by the way, with us. Emily,
Oh,
what's up?
No video tonight because I'm a hot mess.
Okay.
No worries.
we
But
can't
see-
see you.
What is it?
We can't see you.
No, you're not going to see me tonight. I'm terrible. Terrible today. Terrible Tuesday. But
Let her
Cena, I
do
heard,
what she wants.
Bullshit.
well, I heard Cena real quick with Cena because I've done a couple. It was super successful too. Watch parties with Cena, and if you have Netflix, there's other apps and stuff. Whoever has those apps, you can watch any movie you can. You can make an event on Facebook. Invite all your friends that have that same platform, and it has a huge big chat, video stuff like we're all sitting here. It was great, and I did ghost box sessions with Poltergeist and what was the other movie I did? I cannot remember, two of them, and actually sold tickets to those things, and people paid for it, but it wasn't that bad. It was $2, $2
really?
a ticket with Joe Vitale. Me and him did it, and then I was wanting to continue to do it, but life got busy. But Cena is absolutely excellent for watch party purposes. I love it. So I sent it to Jeremy and I sent it to Nick. And I don't know. I'd love to sit in and watch Santa Slay if y'all want to do that because I've never seen it. I've been looking up TikTok videos right now about it.
Yeah,
But,
TikTok will have that.
Screener, yeah.
Emily, we are live on TikTok now. With this
Oh,
show.
really?
Yeah, I did see, I got to set it up through here.
Okay, awesome. Hello, TikTok people. I love TikTok.
Alrighty.
Yep.
The only scary, only gruesome, I think, if you want to call it, Christmas movie I've ever watched was The Gremlins. Nobody ever talks about The Gremlins.
Oh,
for
we
Christmas.
should have had you on. We did an episode on Gremlins. Damn it.
Oh,
We did.
What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was about Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, right, Don?
Almost 2 weeks. Yeah.
Jill, not exactly. I'm live on my personal thing. I don't have enough followers on the Things Network page yet.
Oh,
See,
Jill's
even
asking what-
Jill just said it.
what-
Emily missed the gremlin night. Damn.
No, I've had a tough month actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Jill's asking
Sickness
what
and
we're.
all that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry. Jill is asking what we're eating. Chocolate chip cookies I've had in the oven.
I had SpaghettiOs.
I've already had my supper. Don, I'm not even going to go there.
Hot tamales, right, Don?
But I do have this just in case.
What is that?
Slim Jim.
Oh, of course. I was going to say the Slim Jims, of course.
Slim Jim.
Come on, snap into it.
I know that all too well, too.
You know what? There has to be some kind of Slim Jim marketing thing that you can just slap things onto it.
Well, I do want Slim Jim to sponsor
Milk?
me, so we'll
That
see.
milk, Nick? Not Nick. Don. Is that
Don.
milk?
Yeah, Jill was asking if I had milk, and I was like, "Yep."
Okay. Oh, I see your comment now.
Yeah, I'm not eating anything, so I'm the only one out of this entire show that I don't have anything to eat with.
Yeah, I don't know. I just made cookies because like the cookie, like they weren't gonna last much longer in the next 2 weeks in the freezer. So I decided I might as well just bake them. Get that done with.
Well, as long as they're in the freezer, they'll be good even past the expiration date that is said.
Yep.
Oh, I take expiration stuff seriously. I don't want to take risks.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Oh, I
just
take
remember-
risks. Those eggs that's been sitting in there. I'm just
You can eat at the fire department.
I'm kidding.
Then yeah, you would have to take your expiration date seriously. If they're in the freezer, then you extended that expiration date considerably.
Really? I should
That's
not say
fine.
that. Never mind. I'm going to keep quiet about an expiration date.
You wouldn't eat anything at the fire department.
Said it. Nothing really expires if you're hungry.
Yeah.
It was out last year, but it's been in the freezer.
Yep.
What's it
Oh,
smell like?
It's like a double
No,
dog
fine.
dare you. A double dog dare you.
Oh man. But Billy's asking like if it's just in time. Billy, we've been on for almost an hour, but it's okay. We still got some time to talk about this film. But yeah, so we're all here. I just having myself some chocolate chip cookies and on a Santa plate, fitting because we're talking about a movie about a killer Santa. So yeah, everything's been going to it.
Hey, Don, Jill makes a good point here. Nothing really expires when you're hungry, though.
Yeah, that's what I brought up a minute ago.
Yep.
Yeah, because I tell you right now, I maintain everything in my pantry and my freezer, like all my foods. I take that seriously because I'm especially careful, like what the brands of pasta I buy. Like there's one brand of pasta I don't buy because like I brought it home, opened it up, and there were like some little bugs inside there. I learned that they're called pantry weevils because they lay their eggs inside of the grains that are used to make certain foods. And I'm just thinking, oh, I looked at these things and I'm like, oh, they like dry foods, huh? Well, let's hope that they also like garbage. So I threw the whole thing out.
Well, the government is making us eat crickets, and I'm terrified of crickets. So, Dawn, if I can eat cricket flour, you can eat those.
Oh God.
I know all too well that you're terrified of crickets.
I am terrified of crickets. All this cricket flour stuff scares me.
This actually scared the hell out of me. I didn't know such a thing could happen with pasta. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, you'd be surprised sometimes with food.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's.
Anyway,
Do you get fast food, Dawn? Do you trust McDonald's?
I sometimes, like, it depends on the location. I try not to eat fast food as often as I used to, because I'm right now I'm 30. I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to do some low calorie stuff. I find myself drinking more soup. Like especially during the hot winter season. So yeah, I'm trying to be more careful about food.
don't worry too much about calories as you show your carbs.
Yeah.
James Caan was in this movie. Yes, he was. He played a patriarch of a rich family that was all brutally murdered in the first scene, within a minute. And,
This is Santa's sleigh?
yeah, in
Yeah.
Santa's Sleigh.
Okay.
And James Caan, it's funny because a couple of years before this film, 2 years before this film, he played Will Ferrell's dad in Elf. And so right when he kills off right when he kills him off, like shoving that turkey leg down his throat, and I'm just like, how could you, Santa, for what he and Will Ferrell did for you? Yeah. Oh, Don, have you tried the Impossible Whopper? Yes, I have. I've tried it just one time, and I expected it. They said it tastes exactly like a burger, and which I consider that false advertising because not only does it not taste the same as a Whopper, it doesn't even taste like a burger at all. It just tastes like a soy potato patty, like it's with a bad after.
It just tastes like plant, basically.
Speaking of Whopper, that's Burger King.
Yeah.
I remember when Burger King came out with their tacos. Do you all remember that? Like I had a taco taste on my show, and I had Taco Bell and Burger King taco, and it was pitiful. And I absolutely forced myself to eat the Burger King taco, and it was terrible. It tastes like cardboard.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Hello, Brad.
Brad, good to see you.
Brad.
Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so we were just finishing talking about some of the killings in Santa's sleigh. Oh, and there was one memorable scene that I need to bring up. There was another family later on, like halfway through the film, where it's where they have the mother and two grandparents and also two extremely foul-mouthed little boys who said, let's open our mother effing presents already. And so they opened up the gifts, and they die in what I can only describe as like a Final Destination fashion, where the presents just blow up and their heads are completely gone.
Yeah, then they just say it, and then the grandparents are just like, well, I don't want to say it.
I remember that scene.
Just real quick, Santa's Sleigh is on Netflix. It says Santa Claus is actually a demon who lost a bet with an angel, so he becomes the giver of toys and happiness. But when the bet is off, he returns to his evil ways.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Yep,
So the scener thing that I sent you, Nick and Jeremy, there could be a watch party for Santa's Sleigh, and I would be all about it.
I think a lot of people would be.
I never heard of it. I want to watch it now. Listen.
Well, I know Jill wants to be part of it.
Oh yeah. And right now I'm skimming through like holiday stuff on Netflix. Let's see, Bad Moms, Elf.
I just looked something up about Santa's Sleigh, the trivia fact. It says here at the end of the film end credits, Santa breaks the fourth wall saying, "Who's next?" It turns out that during his wrestling career, that Bill Goldberg made this catchphrase after pinning his opponents.
Oh,
yeah. Mm-hmm. It became one of the biggest catchphrases there were.
Actually. I didn't know that, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. And it was just an accidental thing. He just happened to say it after a match, and people just latched onto it.
I just got your link, Emily. Thanks.
Yeah, for Netflix.
Oh, Brad.
Sounds like his ex. Here we go.
You're not even on for 2 minutes, and you're already starting that up again.
What do you expect?
Here's the thing, Brad. People actually like him.
It makes your poop turn green. What if your poop is already green? I'm just kidding. It's not.
No, we need to meet this woman.
You know what? We need to do a show specifically for her alone.
This is called Things Therapy.
Who is this?
Like,
that's what that would be the perfect time to have. Yeah, Things Therapy is talking about the ex-wife.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. What if we did do like a therapist type show on the network?
Well, we got to make sure we announce ourselves that we are not licensed therapists. Give information based on our own experiences.
We are licensed in our head.
Yes, bring her in. We only talk about her every show.
Yeah. And anyway, another thing that I liked about Santa's Sleigh is the use of the Book of Claus.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the fact that this book was entirely written in Norse language.
Oh yeah, in Norse Scandinavian kind of language. Yeah.
Book of Claus? I never heard of that. Is that a for real book and they just use it in the movie too, or?
It was something for the movie.
Yeah, it's a book. It's a book that was made for the movie. You know, it basically just goes over the whole backstory of Santa Claus in this film. How the way Curling bet that he had lost to the angel. It explains that part of the story and how he's forced to give up presents for 1,000 years. But yeah, now in this film, the one that when it takes place in the Hell Township and 1,000 years is up, Santa goes on his murderous his rampage.
So, how long
And,
has curling been around? Has it been around 1,000 years?
I'm sorry?
Honestly, I really don't know.
Does he come back every 1,000 years or something? Is this like a Mothman, Creeper Jeepers? I don't know.
No, it's from a bet that it was a bet that he had from 1,000 years ago where he lost, and for the next 1,000 years he had to deliver presents for kids and stuff. And now that the 1,000 years were over, he can go back to his evil ways.
Yep.
So he had to be happy for 1,000 years and go evil. That's a task and a half.
Yeah.
To be happy for 1,000 years.
Okay, I just looked it up, and it says here that evidence that curling existed in Scotland in the early 16th century includes a curling stone inscribed with the date 1511, found when an old pond was drained in Dunblane, Scotland. So that appears to be the earliest reference of anything curling.
I didn't even think it would come from Scotland.
So that's interesting. That's 100 years post-Bible of King James Version, 1611.
Yeah, so the movie lied to us. Curling has not been around for 1,000 years.
Well, you got to remember, does the movie have to tell the truth?
I mean, a day is 1,000 years, as 1,000 years is today sometimes. So,
characters always take a hiatus, then go back right at it after a period of rest.
Well, this reminds me of like the Leprechaun.
Yeah, well, that's what we were just bringing up briefly.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's actually kind of what happens in my little scary Christmas story that I just finished writing the other day.
Leprechaun? Are you gonna have somebody read it, like on Nick's scary?
My scary stories that I do.
Yeah.
I already sent that story to 2 people. I'm just waiting on them to actually read it.
And yeah, Jill was mentioning that evil characters always take a hiatus. They go back right after a period of rest. Yeah, they did this with Pennywise from It and Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. There were lots of examples for it out there.
It?
Yeah, he just brought up It.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Brad.
What did Brad say?
Because
that's interesting because I'm thinking of Monster Squad. I'm thinking of Monster Squad too. Like all of these evil people take a rest. Is it that much energy? Like you have to.
Oh yeah. Hey,
with me being evil, I think it's easier than being nice a lot of times.
Yeah. When a monster goes on a killing spree, they need to make sure they're well rested.
In a way, yes.
Dracula.
So the Book of Claus, it had said that there were 2, not 1, Immaculate Conceptions. One of them being Jesus, the other one being Santa.
Well, that's me. Satan. You gotta rearrange those letters there and add a letter.
Yeah.
That's like at the end of the movie when he's, getting the ticket. Well, hello, Mr. Satan.
Yeah.
And then,
was it Bad Santa where the kids line up and they spell out Satan rather than Santa? Wasn't that one? There was a movie that somebody did that.
It wasn't that one. Bad Santa. That's how I kick off my my holiday season.
There's one of those movies that the kids do, like the Christmas plays, and they were meant to come out and spell Santa, and they spell Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that when they were trying to spell out Noel as well.
What do they spell?
Leon.
I remember that.
I know they did that on an episode of Home Improvement.
I knew. I was going to say I know exactly what you were talking about. There was a Christmas episode of the show Home Improvement that did that. And they had to rearrange themselves to have it spelled right. That was funny.
Leon.
Now, so So when Santa loses his curling match, so he has to be a good boy for the next 1,000 years. What is revealed later in the movie, although you kind of already figured that out just by how the animation character looked, is that this angel is actually the one kid's grandfather. But what was later on revealed is that he wasn't just your run of the mill angel, he was apparently an archangel.
Yep. He was an angel who gave up his immortality to be with a mortal woman. So
Yeah.
basically,
that's a Nephilim. That's a giant. That's a reptilian in conspiracy terms.
yeah. And so the main character of this film, Nicholas, the grandson of the angel, that makes me wonder: is Nicholas technically like a part god, like part angel, part demigod, or something or other?
He's a
Yeah, I was
hybrid.
gonna say kind of like a hybrid in a way.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Oh wait,
Any
Anyhow,
higher, he would have been more.
Good, really. Yeah. You know what? Sarah has a point.
Nephilim, yeah. Just like
Sarah-
yeah,
If it
just
had
like
been Greek, you could get Hercules.
yeah, it's just like Dante in the Devil May Cry franchise. You know about those games, Nick? Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I've heard of him, but I don't know too much about him.
I think we played that. Where Dante is like a Nephilim. He's like the son of an angel and son of a demon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like a fallen angel in a way.
Well, he's not a fallen angel. He was born from the relationship of his angel mother and a devil or like a demon father. And then after demons had killed his mother and then dragged his father back to hell, Dante dedicated his life to taking down demons. So I have
Demon Slayer.
What?
He's a demon slayer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, demon slayer. Dante. Well, he's called a devil hunter.
Oh, Devil Hunter. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like just like equivalent of that. It would be like a Blade, Marvel, the vampire killer Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. He's part human, part vampire, and kills vampires.
I think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's not even close, but that's the generation I grew up in. When we think of vampire slayers or demon slayers, I think of Buffy.
There are
Yeah,
similarities.
I guess in the series she had an affair with one of the vampires.
Yeah, crossbreeding.
Yeah.
A lot of people say I look like one of the characters of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. One of the actors, David Boreanaz.
Let me look him up right now. I'm Googling. What is
I
it,
didn't
David?
even think that. Don, in all these years, you've never told me that.
David Boreanaz?
Boreanaz, yeah, he's Angel in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A lot of people have been saying on YouTube for years that I look like him.
You do look like him. He has a little bit. You have darker hair. Yeah. But you do look like him. Oh my.
Okay, I think I found him, but this is one of my favorite characters in this movie, Vinny.
Yeah.
I think this is the one, but he's a Native American in this movie who does not have his vocal cords anymore, so he's got to use that little vibration thing that you put to your neck. So
Those trach mics.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
Park.
That was funny. You know what puts me in mind of? It reminded me of when Kane on wrestling.
Yep, it did. Yep, exactly. That was the first thing I thought when I saw this.
Back in the 90s, me and a buddy that I worked with, we were big, always watching. It was during the Monday Night Wars. And we were just waiting for Kane with DX going, "Suck it."
Okay, what do we have here, Emily?
I got David Boreanaz, whatever. That looks like.
Oh my God.
Actually, I can see the resemblance in that picture.
Yeah. Only difference is the hairstyle. Like, wow.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance there.
I see it.
I can really see it.
Well, there's some darker hairstyles here, but it looks like he's lighter. Maybe that might be the gray hairs as he's gotten older. But yeah, I see it. Definitely. There you go, Don.
Jill, another thing to think about, this guy is old now.
Wow.
Now that leads me to the question, Don. Are you reincarnated? Are you David reincarnated somehow?
You a clone. You're a clone, aren't you?
How can I be a reincarnation if he's still alive? Wouldn't he have to be dead first?
You can be reincarnation, or you can be a clone. I think you came off that island up in New York. They crossbreed.
Hey,
I'm black reincarnated. Another cameo that we have not brought up, but it's halfway through the movie, is Tiny Lister.
Oh yeah.
Tiny who?
Right.
Tiny Lister.
Lister.
Yeah. He was in No Holds Barred. He was in the Friday movies. Oh man,
He's talking about
a lot of movies.
Yeah, he was the gas station attendant.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah, and Nicholas had said, I haven't seen you here before, and he said that he had just moved there because he wanted to get away from all the violence in the hood. Not knowing that he was moving into a town that was terrorized by Santa Claus.
Did y'all catch the sign and the stuff on his shirt?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Eat here, get gas.
No, I did not.
I keep being reincarnated into the same thing over and over.
Brad, no, I'm not even. I'm just not even going to say it. I don't want to cause any controversy for him.
Let's see.
Don, this is a question for you right here. Sarah was asking this.
Keep up the 2 week after New Year's. Yep. 2 a week. I think that was just going to be for this month only. Because there were a lot of because there was a lot of holiday horror that we've been covering, because Christmas time. But I think we're doing one last Christmas horror movie like this week before the whole 2 a week is done, and this is gonna be like the grand finale of it all, and it's gonna be Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas.
Yeah, because on the 30th, the 13th dimension comes back.
What? You're breaking up.
On December 30th, the 13th dimension is coming back.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's great.
I want to watch Party with Santa Sleigh. All I want to do. I don't have my son on Christmas Day, so Christmas night would be good for Santa's sleigh. But I'm sure everybody else is busy. Santa's sleigh on Christmas.
One movie to watch. It really is, because you're going to laugh. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, you will. You definitely will.
Have my ex on. X is this. What's those scare jump videos?
It's not even a scary movie. It doesn't have any jump scares or.
Let me tell you my holiday Christmas movie, everybody. My holiday Christmas movie is The Shining. I watch it every year on Christmas.
What is it?
The Shining. Mm-hmm.
I
like Dr. Sleep too. Dr. Sleep was really great, but I don't know. It's the snow, it's the mountains, it's being cozy and scary all at the same time.
The Jack Nicholson one or the Stephen King one?
Jack Nicholson, original Shining, and then I like Dr. Sleep. I think they did a really great job.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah. My Christmas movie, Emily, is Die Hard. That's my number one.
Really?
And then, of course, most people know my Christmas movie undoubtedly is Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's another great one.
My Halloween movie is Monster Squad.
Halloween? That's a good one. My Halloween movie is Halloween.
There you go.
Thanksgiving movie?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to be writing that one, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
I will. I'm just a Stanley Kubrick fan, and everybody here all gonna think I'm a super weirdo for Thanksgiving. It should actually be October. I should switch it around.
Everybody knows what my Halloween movies are, but
Clockwork Orange.
Oh my God!
These movies are Home Alone and the Santa Claus.
Home Alone is a great one. Yeah, I agree with you and
Love
Brad.
Home
Yeah,
Alone. I love Home Alone 1 and 2.
Yeah.
my YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, my Home Alone videos get more views than anything else that I post on there. Like 2 of them are just about to hit 100,000 views.
Awesome.
You know,
I
one
know.
other movie that's actually a popular one with my family is undoubtedly Christmas Story.
Oh,
Oh my
well.
God.
There's that new one that came out on HBO,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, there's Christmas Story Christmas. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch the original one first, and then we're gonna watch the new one on the actual day of Christmas. And I haven't seen it yet. What I do know about is definitely a much more worthier sequel than the 2012 one that they made 10 years ago.
Oh,
Don, what about you? Donald Martin, not Don, but Donald. What about you with your movies?
Christmas movies. I always start off with Bad Santa. I've
Bad Santa.
seen it hundreds of times. I love it.
I have never seen that movie.
Oh my God! Now we could have a watch party, but it would have to be a definitely an R-rated watch party. I always watch I always watch Badder Santa, which is the unrated version. So they got a couple extra clips in it, and they actually change a couple things in a couple of the scenes. But I watch that, and I watch Bad Santa too, and then let's see, for Halloween, I really don't have a
No, Brad.
Halloween movie. I grew up watching horror movies. That's my thing. I love the slashers. The different series too, like Sleepaway Camp. It's not really well known, but it's a good one. The ending will screw you up.
Yeah.
It will.
That movie is very well known for the last 30 seconds of it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It would mess with your mind. Now, I remember watching it, and it was late at night. My grandmother happened to be down from Baltimore, and she was sitting up for some reason watching it with me. And she got up to go to the restroom or something to come back, and I said, "You missed the ending." It was like I had to explain it to her. She's like, "Oh,
I'm muted.
No, you're not. We can hear you, Don. Sorry, go ahead, Don. Keep going. Sorry.
But yeah,
You got a Thanksgiving movie?
Not really. Not really. I don't really watch a lot of television or movies per se. I probably watch more TV when I'm at work at the fire department than I do anywhere. Here lately, I like series like on Netflix. Of course, there's a lot of them that I'll start watching and something happens and I can't finish watching it. Like I got 2 or 3 series. Now I did watch the Wednesday. Broke down and watched it the other day. It was actually pretty decent.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't
I
get
still
into
haven't
it.
watched it yet.
It's to me, it's kind of a mixture of course, the Addams Family, theme and all that in it. But it's got some Harry Potterish stuff, and it's got some Sabrina, the New Adventures of Sabrina. That's a good series if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I watched the first 2 episodes, and I just couldn't get into it any deeper. And I thought, well, maybe I'll come back to it in a month or so.
Okay. And Jill, Nick, you need to see Wednesday. Seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Need to.
Just to let you guys know, we only got 12 minutes left. Greg has not said anything about a show tonight, so
Yeah, I got a feeling he's probably going to be going on tonight.
No, we're gonna have to wrap this up. We're gonna have to wrap this up in 12 minutes. Okay, so I don't like towards the end when the final battle was like in the school, and like Santa I took off like part of his suit, and like where it's like the no sleeves like showed his muscular arms, and it's like, oh, now he looks a lot more like a wrestler.
yeah. Now we're dealing with badass Santa.
Yep, definitely. What's this? Greg isn't doing a show. Char said.
Oh,
well, that's odd because I don't remember seeing any messages. Yeah, see, Jill's saying the same thing.
Unless she said something on her show tonight.
Yeah, because we would have seen that in the chat earlier. So
yeah, he would have announced it. He usually does.
Yeah.
But
Hang on,
now And then, of course, Santa's making all these puns, like holiday-related puns. Like he says, like, "Who's your daddy? Father Christmas." Yeah,
Don't
Father.
forget about
That should be one of your old T-shirts. Y'all need to make that T-shirt and sell it.
Okay,
forget
well,
Father Christmas.
let's put it this way: if we get a notification that Greg has gone on, then we'll get off. If we don't get a notification that Greg is on live, then we'll stay on.
Okay, that's good with me. I don't have anything to do.
You got
Yeah.
that part in the library where he's reading the Christmas Scrooge story.
Oh,
Is it-
Scrooge is another one, another good movie.
Yeah, and he's like, he says something like, "These stories scare the dickens out of you,"
Yeah,
and then
Charles
throws
Dickens.
his book at him.
Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Wrote that.
Okay, Greg just seen my message. Okay, he
Yeah,
is,
I just. Oh, wait, he just got. No, he's not. So we're good then.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said he's not.
Okay. Well, we can just go on as long as we want, I guess. Let's see.
It makes
What
me
else?
want to pour another glass of wine, which has been over an hour since I've had one.
Scrooge. It's gonna be a new one, right? Is that
not that
Guys.
I'm-
my favorite. What's your all's favorite Scrooge
The-
movie?
the one with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's great.
Jim Carrey.
Mine is the Bill Murray one.
Yeah, mine too. Bill Murray.
I don't know if I have. I
Nick
seen-
is too young to know what
Hey,
Scrooge
Don,
is
how
all
many-
about.
Don, how many cookies do you have left?
3. How many
See,
cookies are
listen,
left?
we're
3.
going to turn this show into a marketing show. Don is going to start baking cookies and selling them, and sending them out on his Etsy account next week.
I mean, hey, I made cookies like to get in the holiday spirit. I ate 9 cookies. What? No, that's absurd. No. I only ate 6 of them. I think there's like 3 left.
Eat them all, Don.
That's 9 then in the end, because you said you ate 6.
If you're gonna make him sell them,
Just
you're gonna
sell.
make him sell them, turn them
Yep.
into hockey masks.
Sarah, yes, he did. He is just so stealth that you don't see him eating the cookies.
Oh my God, Brad! They already market Gorilla Glue. Not yet. At least not yet.
Not in cookies.
Yeah. Just don't put Gorilla Glue in cookies.
Another terrible cliche, another terrible pun, I should say, was when Grandpa got ran over by a reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma, but Grandpa.
Yeah, because Nicholas's grandpa, who turns out to be the angel, this is before we find out that he's the angel. He gets run down by the hell deer, and so Santa's like, "Oh, Grandpa got run over by a reindeer."
He did.
That should be another T-shirt.
I actually laughed about that.
That was that was awesome. I
funny.
love that scene.
Yeah, and then when he comes back, this is where movie logic comes in. So the items that they're using for the curling, the one that slides so easily across the ice, is now the thing that is holding back the Zamboni from crushing Nicholas and Mary.
Yep.
At this time, may or may not be Nicholas's girlfriend. I think they're still figuring that out at this point.
I don't know either, to be honest.
Yeah, they were
Are you
figuring that out.
with
this entire
somebody
movie.
whisper Nicholas?
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Somebody whisper Nicholas. Does anybody hear
You're
that?
breaking up.
Somebody
it wasn't.
whispered Nicholas. Did you all hear that?
That was my kid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
I was
say,
like,
wait,
what
what?
the heck is going on? Somebody from the dead reaching out to us.
Yeah, Donald's got a full house, so to speak.
Okay.
So Grandpa gets run over by a reindeer. Now they're using this curling thing to keep a Zamboni from moving further on the ice when this thing is supposed to glide through the ice. Um,
And,
and he said they start talking in a native tongue now. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a Norse type language or what. And he calls him Satan's spawn, which Santa mentioned that he had not heard this in ages. And then he said, or one of them said that Santa was going to go through hell and back to find him. And Mary says, "Wow, your grandpa is so literal," which he was.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's Mrs. Claus through all this?
What?
You know,
What?
that makes me.
I guess she didn't
wondered
Pole.
that too when I first
No.
saw it.
She exists because Grandpa had said something about him having a bigger belly, and Santa says,
Ate her?
"Well, no." Santa says Mrs. Claus is a good cook. So she exists, but she's only mentioned in the movie by name
Yep.
once.
yeah, we're just mentioned but not shown.
Yeah. Because really, you don't need her in this movie.
It's kind
No,
of
you
interesting that if you think about serial killers that have wives.
Uh-oh.
There won't be a sequel to this one.
No, it's been
But
well over.
like all these wives that have serial killer husbands, they never believe that they're doing anything wrong. They're always out of the scene. They don't know what their husbands are doing, and kind of makes sense now.
I'm pretty sure she was aware of his doings.
Oh my God, Brad!
Wow.
Holy cow!
It's not even on time of the show. How old?
Oh,
How old's your daughter?
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, no
that's-
comments. No comment on that. Whoa!
She is not Satan's spawn. She's an angel. I can already feel
Yeah,
it.
she's young, really young. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait till. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that.
You know, Brad, I am really, 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 really feeling so sorry for your ex-wife now.
But hold on, I'm thinking about Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus. You know, I watch tons of true crime, tons of it. All these men that are serial killers or whatever they do, their wives just don't believe it, or they never see anything. I think that's Mrs. Claus.
Are you sure about
Santa's
that?
sleigh.
You sure about that, Brad?
Brad, I don't know about that. I don't even know you that well. I'm just saying that.
Oh, we do.
Oh, we know him all too well. We've investigated with him. He's been to one of our
Why
cons.
can't we have a Santa, or why can't we have a Christmas show that Mrs. Claus is the flipping murderer? She's the gory one.
Yeah,
She's the one that goes out and is a serial killer, and she frames her husband, Mr. Claus, Santa, for it all, and he goes to prison for life.
Sarah does make a good point. There are more women. They are just better at covering it up.
I know. We need to have a gory, scary Christmas movie that puts up Mrs. Claus and frames Santa.
Well, here's a good plot that you could do. On the night of Christmas, when he's out delivering toys, that's when she does her killing spree.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
What if when Santa is going around delivering his gifts, what if he's really looking for his wife, trying to catch her in the act?
There you go. You got a good idea right there, Jeremy.
Or what if Santa has to do all these mall visits to take pictures
That's 'cause
before
women-
he slays? He's doing his mall visit, but Mrs. Claus is slaying, like killing people. He's gonna be at the mall that has like 2 stores in it because all these malls are closing down and everything, and they look like the 1980s. And then Mrs. Claus is out there doing what she does. She gets the information off the Santa list. This is what I want for Christmas from all the kids that send in all the letters, and she goes out and delivers.
Yep.
Whoa.
There we go. That's a sign. That's a
What
sign.
the hell was that?
That was Mrs. Claus calling in saying,
That's
"You
right.
already know my plans."
You're just making all kinds of rackets over there, aren't you?
Yeah, I know it. Let me turn my stuff down before the ringtone goes off too.
You know, it's like all these old women. There's old women killers, like they kill off their husbands and stuff. That you would never think that they would kill anybody. They're like the grandmas of grandmas, and they're the ones that make the cookies, Don. They're the ones that like have the milk and the dinners and all that stuff. But they're out there killing. That's Mrs. Claus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's that children's fairy tale? There is one about an old woman killing children.
Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel.
That might be the one I'm thinking
No, I
of.
don't think it's Hansel and Gretel.
Well, no, the witch that they have to put in the oven. She's one eating children.
That's Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will try to write up a scary Mrs. Claus. And like I said, I just finished the Christmas story that I was writing a couple of days ago, and then I wrote another chapter for my paranormal book today. So I need something new to write.
There's murder and mayhem behind 10 traditional children's nursery rhymes.
Well, this will be a short story, so it's not going to be anything drawn out, but.
London Bridge is falling down. That is freaking creepy. And I've researched all that stuff when the Queen Elizabeth passed away.
London Bridge was a creepy one. Ring Around the Rosie is a creepy one. In fact, the one that
Mary, quite contrary.
Oh yeah.
The sound that Brad put in the 4-in-1 box that's got the Ringing Around the Rosie on it.
Yeah, Ring Around the Rosie.
Hello.
In and out, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
I just saw an arm over there on Donald's screen.
That's my kid.
Oh, hello.
You started talking about the woman killers, and it reminded me of a lady that was at Licking County Jail up in Licking, Ohio, and I'm trying to pull up who she was, because it's a messed up story, but I didn't want to give you half of the story. But she killed her husband, and I want to say she cut him up and put his body parts in the oven.
Is that Georgie Porgy Puddin' Pie? No, Kiss the Girls and Made Them Cry. That's not it. What is the one where they eat it's like oh shoot, they lick it dry, lick the plate dry or something.
Like Sweeney Todd.
Why does that name sound familiar?
It does sound familiar. Eileen Warnos.
Oh, that's Florida, man. She was the flipping prostitute that started murdering people.
Yeah.
I believe they made a film adaptation of that called Monster.
Celine, or what's her? Yeah, Monster. And what's her face? That real pretty lady. Not Celine Dion, but
I
what's her
think
face?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Wednesday played her lover in it.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me look it up. I'm terrible. This is what happens when you get old.
Yeah, my microphone got unplugged for a second. I had to plug back in.
Christina Ricci played Shelby. Charlize Theron, Eileen Warnos.
Yeah, it was Charlize Theron and Christina.
That's right. Yes.
Right.
I have friends that investigated Eileen Warnos' prison cell before that prison was torn down and got major, amazing EVPs out of it.
That's amazing.
In Florida.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, and hey, Nick, I also liked Christina Ricci in Wednesday. She was great in that. So
Another
what I
reason.
heard. I heard she was really good in it.
Another reason why you should watch that show.
I know. I'm trying to fit it into my schedule, Don.
I'm
Trust
gonna
me.
keep telling you, and you need to see it until you finally do it.
Jenna Ortega, she's really starting to come out on her own now because there's a few shows that she has been on. Minor, granted, like the first time I was introduced to her was on Scream.
Yeah, she started off in Scream. She did a great job playing Tara in the Scream movies. But
Yeah.
Sarah does bring a good point. The dance scene was epic. Yep, and she choreographed that dance herself. So
She did.
she's like seriously multi-talented. She taught herself to play the cello for that one scene. Spent months perfecting it. But yeah, Jenna Ortega. Yeah, she's got a lot of great things going for her.
Yeah, she was also, not too many people may know about this, but she was also in the movie Studio 666, which is a Foo Fighters movie based off of an experience that they had recording an album in a haunted house. So what they did was that they made a movie based off of that where pretty much everybody except for the lead singer gets killed. And Jenna Ortega is in the opening scene of that in sort of like a flashback scene.
Here. Weird. I got booted from watching the live. Because you keep making.
What?
Well, Brad. That's
Brad
because you
just
keep on.
messaged me.
I'm gonna go back to morbid nursery rhymes because I don't know if this is what we were talking about a little bit ago. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. And so between them both, you see, they licked the platter clean. And that's based off the Sprats' real life couple that was shot.
Chantel.
That they shot and killed and cooked their victims and made pies out of them. I don't know if that's what you were talking about earlier, Donald.
Yeah, that does sound similar to Sweeney Todd, making pies out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention Brad. Weird, I got booted from watching the live. Well, that's because your ex-wife booted you because you keep ripping on her.
Because you stopped talking about your ex-wife. The ex-wife, I want to know her name. Does it start with an A? Or
I don't know.
Is it a Tiffany? Is it a Stephanie? Is it a Brittany? Don't ever trust any of those. I'm Emily, though, by the way. But E at the end. Brittany, Tiffany, Stephanie, don't trust any of those. I'm just kidding, everybody. But I'm still curious, though, Brad.
Oh, man.
So... yeah, because Brad, he messaged me personally saying, did the live go down? I was like, what do you mean? And that's when he eventually commented.
Well, it was cutting in and out really bad on my end when I was hearing it for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. You know how it is with StreamYard and Facebook, of course.
Yeah, sometimes like the audio goes in and out. Sometimes it gets, I don't know, it's streaming.
It's out of sync.
Yep.
Donald, real quick, I don't know. Was that what we were talking about earlier with the Jack Sprat? Is that what we were talking about? I can't even remember right now. I was like, I need to find out where this was where they ate the pie.
While you're finding that out, let's talk about the use of names in this movie.
What? You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were breaking up on me, Brad. Don.
Yeah, no, Don.
Oh. Why do I have Brad in my mind? Brad, you're being a bad boy. Stop it.
Sent to jail for Facebook jail
So the use of names in this movie, not only hell for wherever they're at. I don't even know what state they're in. I'm guessing it's Canada because Santa starts his killing spree in Canada.
Yeah.
That's where'd she go?
Oh, just lost her. Oh, yeah, that's true, Brad. Got put in Facebook jail for saying women are evil. I remember that. Oh, wait, no, she's back. Here she is. Here she is.
Great.
So,
welcome back.
Think about Grandpa. His last name is Yulson.
Yulson, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So, they're granted for the type of movie, it's completely understandable, but they're kind of going a little overboard on the use of on the use of puns and different things like that.
Yeah, they were kind of.
But I do have to say, what they did at the very end of the movie when Santa is getting ready to go on the airplane. His passport says Satan, but is actually pronounced Shatan, which is an actual last name with that kind of spelling of some hockey player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And so Santa was going straight to the North Pole, prepping up for another murder spree the following year. I'm guessing. Yeah.
In a way,
And
yes.
so basically, Santa kind of wins when you really think about it. He wasn't killed off before. He wasn't stopped. As Christmas just ended. I mean, he did stop, but just temporarily. He's coming back another year, so technically, he kind of won.
Oh, I just looked some other stuff up, by the way, about this film. It was where was it? I didn't know this, Jeremy. I don't know if you saw this too. And actually, this is kind of something for both you and Donald here because this is something involving wrestling. It was where was it? I just had it just a second ago. Oh wait, it was okay. It says right here on the end of it is after Santa blows his sleigh's horn to get Mrs. Talbot's car out of his way, she looks out the window and yells, "Suck it." It turns out it's another pro wrestling reference to the catchphrase of WWF group.
It is. Yep.
Generation X.
That lady right there was miserable.
Oh my God.
She was horrible.
We had a neighbor who was very similar to that.
What did she say? He said, "Happy holidays. Don't give me none of that."
Yeah.
Wish me a Merry Christmas. And when he does, she was like some verbal words there to him. Then calls the.
I think the introduction scene to that deli store and that owner.
Now the
wizard dumb guess
didn't agree.
I'll tell you what. You know what? Zuck can zuck it. Okay.
Oh, now you're getting banned.
Oh, no. You're gonna be fighting the CIA on that one.
Four of you and everybody out there in the audience. Do I look
They're on the way right now.
Do I look like?
Just don't mention that orange man. You'll be good if you don't mention the orange man.
Wait, what was that, Jeremy? You were cracking up.
I look like a guy who's worried about it.
No.
I do.
No, but you were cracking up, so we couldn't actually hear about that. Because Zucker knows.
Let me say it one more time. Zuck it.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna repeat. I shouldn't be repeating any of this because technically that means I'd be saying these things, and I'm just want to be wary of it in case of any black vans or helicopters show up outside my place.
What was the actress Mary? What is her name?
Her name is Emily DeRaven.
When I started watching it, I was like, I've seen her in something, and it took me about half through the movie when I realized she played in Lost.
Oh yeah, she was in Lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's going to tell you anybody with the name Emily is good with me?
She was in Lost. She was also in the remake of The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was also in Public Enemies.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
This is showing up to be not the government. Oh, jeez.
Public Enemies. Let's see here. No other movie that I'm familiar with. And really no other TV part that I'm really familiar with either.
Okay, I just found something else out. Don, this is something that we were talking about earlier. It says here, like you mentioned earlier about, Santa Claus is venerated as a saint by several Christian denominations of St. Nicholas. Ironically,
Yep.
Bill Goldberg, who portrays Santa, is Jewish. It turns out too that he even goes as far as famously refusing to work on the Jewish high holidays during his football and wrestling days.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what it says on the trivia on IMDb about him.
So around Christmas time, he's not working.
Yeah.
Yep. He wants to enjoy the Hanukkah. Yeah.
8 Crazy Nights.
Oh, that movie. Oh, jeez. I despise that movie, and I'm just like, to all the I even been telling people, like, to all the Jewish people in this world, I apologize that film has been made. You guys, like, for a Hanukkah film, like, you deserve better than that. Seriously.
Nothing what you is something that Brad just asked.
Oh yeah, because Brad just said this. Check your message. So that's why I was laughing. I'm thinking, you know what? I think I know what I already know Brad's up to something.
Like, seriously, like I feel like Jewish people, like, I feel like
He's asking me. He does have a valid point, but
I'm just saying. I feel like Jewish people, like, deserve to have much better Hanukkah films than 8 Crazy Nights. They deserve better. Because we look at.
I think
look at
Jewish.
this.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Look
Never
at this.
mind.
Look at this. We've got all these Christmas films that end up becoming staples of the holidays, and also some cherished films. Like, we've got Christmas Story, we've got It's a Wonderful Life, we've got Die Hard, we got Gremlins, we got all this, and then they've got 8 Crazy Nights. So no, they deserve better.
They got some episodes of South Park.
That is true. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that part is true. Yeah, that part is right.
I'm not going to say anything about that one.
I'm not either. I'm not either.
Not gonna touch
That's why
that,
I just laughed when
South Park, really?
Yeah. Well, it's South Park. What do you expect?
Well,
That show that is guaranteed to offend anybody.
Yeah, that's what
Hold
South
on.
Park is.
I got the 15 best movies to watch during Hanukkah. I don't know if this. 8 Crazy Nights is the first one, Adam Sandler.
Another thing about Bill Goldberg as Santa, because it actually came up on a website that I go to a lot. Somebody had come up with a list of best looking Santas to the worst looking Santas. And they only listed 72. It's impossible to list all the Santas that they had. But they only listed 72, and Bill Goldberg came in at 72.
Well, I will tell you who came in at number 3 movies for Jewish people: Mistletoe and Menorahs.
Oh my God. I don't even know that movie.
I don't know. I don't know either.
See, my daughter says we can't touch her Elf on the Shelf or
There's another one, number 4 movie, The Hebrew Hammer.
I think my niece and my nephews are having that Elf on the Shelf thing going on as well. Yeah, that's like a relatively new Christmas tradition.
Yeah, well, Brad's asking though, does that?
That was been for quite a while.
Hanukkah Nights numbers movies. Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers.
Oh my God! Yes,
it's Jewish.
That is true. Yeah. Meet the Parents. I liked.
That's
I
awesome.
liked all of them.
That was a funny. I'll tell you what. When it comes to somebody like Robert De Niro,
right?
He's one of the ultimate tough guys out there.
He is.
But when you put him in a comedic role, that is pure gold.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pure gold. It's same way the other way around when you get a comedian like Robin Williams going into the horror movies like 1 Hour Photo or Insomnia.
Or it's
it
wasn't Robert De Niro in Dirty Grandpa?
Was he?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No. I take that back.
I have a Dirty Grandpa story.
Another thing I want to bring up about Vinny. Somebody had what did they do? Oh, somebody had shot down the hill deer with a bazooka,
Yeah.
The bazooka.
That was the girl's dad.
and the guy had bought it.
personally?
The
Yep.
guy had bought it off of Vinny, and the guy that was standing next to Vinny was wondering, where the hell did you get a bazooka? And he goes in there, it only cost me
Yeah.
and that guy beside him said, and it also cost you your vocal cords.
I love that guy with the
Oh.
the Drake mic. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I wondered if that wasn't a kind of not really a play, but a play on the tobacco commercial. You remember that?
Yeah.
The cowboy singing?
I think so.
I don't.
Oh yeah, you know what? Wait, I do
Let
remember
me
because
look
you
it
know
up.
what?
Let me see if I can look it
Donald,
up.
I know I just looked up that commercial like literally a few months ago. It was you don't always die with tobacco. That's
Yeah.
the one. It was like from 15 years ago. There was even a video where there was like 3 kids that decided to sing the song, and they were mimicking. He was mimicking like he had the trach mic, and people were like, "Oh, that's a good song. Good song. Nice to see you replicating someone who lost his vocal cords." But
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean,
Hold on. I think
I
I
understand
have
it was a serious case, but when they were doing, it, I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Hold on, let
Yeah.
me see if I can share. It's 59
Well, you know,
seconds.
The whole thing about the commercial, it sticks with you. That's
Yeah, it
the
does.
commercial.
It does.
Oh, here.
I know exactly
Is
what
this it?
commercial. That's
Is
the
this
one.
it?
This is
Okay.
I
it.
think that's it.
Okay, I have it turned up. So here we go. 59 seconds.
All right.
This is for education purposes only. All right, here we go.
Yep. This is for like from 2007, I think.
Well, this is 2007. This is after Santa's sleigh.
Oh, well,
Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Okay.
You just lose alone. Oh, you don't always die from tobacco. Sometimes they just slip out your tongue. And you won't sing worth a heck with a big hole in your neck.
Cause
Oh.
you don't always die from tobacco.
Cause you don't always die from tobacco.
There we go. I
That's-
remember,
God.
I remember
Actually-
the lady in bed singing that or something.
What were you saying, Jeremy?
That is actually a powerful message there.
It
It
is.
is.
It really
Yeah,
is.
It really is. And you don't always die from chewing tobacco, too. I just want to tell you that because I have an ex-husband that has secondary progressive MS that's linked to chewing tobacco, and he can barely walk. He's 42 and he looks every bit of 70 years old. So,
Oh, yeah. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I've
chewing
known a
tobacco
couple
is the same
people.
thing.
Back at the university, I've known a couple people who did chewing tobacco and they had to spit in the cup. There was one incident where I think one of my frat brothers, he was reaching for a beer to get a drink. He actually drank the cup that the guy spit in.
Oh, I did that.
Oh.
No, I did that. My
So
ex-husband and I got in a
disgusting.
big argument, and I thought it was my Coke bottle, and I grabbed my Coke bottle, opened it, and I swigged it, and it burns my throat,
Oh
my
my
chest,
God.
my lungs. I start dry heaving, thinking I'm gonna throw up, but I didn't. But my ex-husband's the one that ended up throwing up.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, it just makes me.
God.
Oh
no
my
more
god.
chewing tobacco cups, whatever, in my house after that ever again.
Hell no. No.
You know, I just
Yeah,
I
this-
can't help it.
Disgusting.
That is from 2007. So this did come after Santa's sleigh.
Yeah, it did. No, I just got to bring this up. I mean, it's more on a comedic note, but all this talk about like grabbing the wrong cup, it kind of reminds me of that Family Guy episode when
Oh,
Peter
my
was trying to become a redneck and Stewie grabbed the wrong cup. He thought it was his juice, but it was the tobacco, and he spits it out. He starts screaming that Peter spits more tobacco into his mouth.
Oh my god. Oh my
I thought
god.
you were gonna, I thought you were
Wow.
gonna say something totally different.
No.
I thought he was going to be saying something about Chris.
I thought he was gonna be saying 2 girls.
No, not that video.
My face is red right now, even just saying that. That's embarrassing.
I thought he was going to say something about, he got Chris's cup or something.
No, you're good, Eric. You're fine.
Remember that website, rotten.com?
I think I do remember that.
Rotten.com.
Sorry, I don't know why my mind's going there. Rotten.com. We used to triple dog dare each other in high school to look up rotten.com and see what the main story was.
I heard it was horrible. It was not a place for the squeamish, definitely.
I'm guessing it's probably a good thing I never heard of it.
No, don't. If it's still there, don't go.
True, horrific graphic deaths that could have occurred. I don't know if it's true to this day, but I remember my biggest thing that scared me the most was there was a boa constrictor that swallowed a 6 or 8-year-old kid.
Oh my
God. They cut it open and you see the kid's body in it. Ugh.
Jeez.
It kind of
wow.
Don, do you remember back in the 80s? They were all on VHS back then, called Faces of Death.
Yes,
I wasn't around in the 80s.
I was 81, and I remember that.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the Faces of Death series, it's that's the same scenario you'll get on Rotten.com.
I don't even know if that page is still live. If anybody wants to go look at that Rotten.com and
I don't want to know
that out.
I don't want to know.
I was going to say this, Emily. If you do decide to look up yourself, I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Internet Archive or something.
It's 4chan. It's on 4chan.
I just looked it up. This guy had laryngectomy, which is not all that dissimilar from what I had when I had that tracheostomy put in my throat.
I don't think Don's
the trach. Yeah,
okay.
They use that.
We relate to somebody like him to a point, to a degree.
Oh, and Brad, two word response. Hell no.
Oh, Don, come on. Whatever. You're not a true horror fan unless you look rotten.com up.
No. Yeah, because I can handle fake gore, fake violence, not real stuff.
We need to revive rotten.com. That's another t-shirt. It just says rotten.com on the front.
Back during my senior year at the university, we all had to sit for extra credit. We all had to watch Cannibal Holocaust, which showed actual animals being killed. I lost my appetite for 2 days seeing that, because this happened to be on a Friday night right before Parents' Weekend. That means my family was coming over. We all went to IHOP, and I couldn't eat my breakfast. I couldn't. After seeing
the one documentary that scarred me for life, for freaking life, and anytime I see a bear, anytime any of this, I think of this documentary. It stayed with me for days, maybe even months.
Grizzly Man?
Yes.
You actually got it right, Don.
Grizzly Man freaking changed my life. I don't even like going to the Smokies anymore because of Grizzly Man.
Yeah, Timothy Treadwell, that's his name.
Yes.
Brad.
And it wouldn't surprise me if that audio, which I don't think it is, but if that audio of that was on rotten.com.
It probably was. I mean, I may have heard, I'm not sure if I actually heard it before. I
did.
I may have heard it before. I don't know if it was real or not, but and then one of my friends said, "So what did it sound like, Don?" And I'm like, it was an audio clip of a man and a woman being mauled to death by a grizzly bear. How the hell do you think it sounded? It was horrible.
Oh my God.
I listened to 20 seconds of it and I could not go any further. I threw my phone and everything. I was like, forget this. No. And you could hear him she's screaming, play dead, play dead. It was terrible.
Yeah,
that audio should not be out there.
No, it shouldn't. It's probably about the closest thing I ever experienced as far as a snuff film. Something I would never want to experience ever.
I just looked up.
Sorry, guys.
It was that same movie. Because as soon as I heard this title, I was thinking about the impalements that they did.
Oh my God!
Vladimir the Impaler?
No, in Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, it's a real It's not a movie to be It doesn't mess around, not the least bit.
Yeah, what I think should have happened to Cannibal Holocaust is just like what the guy said in the end when he called and said, "I want this material burned, all of it." That's what should have happened to the movie itself. It should have been burned.
Yeah,
Yeah, they never should have made this kind of movie.
they never should. I mean, the only thing that film ever inspired, however, on just one side note, is that it did, however, inspire the found footage genre. But unlike later films, that movie was portrayed in a very different kind of way, not like what you see with what eventually inspired Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity, Devil's Due, all these other found footage movies that were made over the years.
Yeah. And so back to Santa's sleigh. So
yeah, we went over the topic.
I need to have it. You need to have it like a little drum thing there. Sound
yes. And did you notice in the final curling scene? Like we're finally, it was a battle between a rematch between Santa and the grandpa, and another curling. And this time it's like if Santa wins, he goes into that hole which leads to hell. So right when Santa just throws him into there, you notice in the scoreboard in the background there are 3 6s on the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
my first wedding
Brad's
day.
first wedding day. 3 6.
He was asking, do you know what the first found footage movie was?
His first wedding day. So he must be married a second time.
That just never gets old for you, huh, Brad?
It doesn't. You know it never will, Brad. I mean, well, no, excuse me, Don. I keep saying, now I'm being like Jeremy. Why is Brad in my mind now?
Yeah. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. That's two.
Santa versus Grandpa. Yes,
Donald
exactly.
and Emily start calling Don Brad.
Yeah, he did do that. There was also something else significant about that scene too. I can't think of what it was.
So Grandpa lost. This is a spoiler now, right? Is this a spoiler? Is this Grandpa lost?
Oh, I forgot you haven't seen the movie.
What it was exactly?
No.
Santa
doesn't really exactly lose.
No. Grandpa lost, and then Santa was getting ready to do his, and then he just upped and grabbed Grandpa and threw him in there.
Yeah, but Grandpa kept held on for dear life, and then as Santa was like basically getting away on his Zamboni. And seriously, how does a Zamboni go that quickly? Aren't they supposed to be like slow?
No, I heard some of them can go pretty fast.
Well, some of my could have seen have been slow. There was like one instance where, like thinking back to Deadpool, where he was like about to kill a guy with a Zamboni. He's like, "Tell me where your boss is, or you're gonna die in 5 minutes."
About this, with all the bad puns that Santa has, can you imagine a movie where this Santa went up against Deadpool?
Oh my God!
Oh my
that
God,
would
be
just be
between those two.
Well, Deadpool would be a challenge for this Santa because Deadpool has a healing factor. You know, he has reconstructed himself from even just a severed head. They were even blown to pieces and still reforms back, puts himself back together. So killing Deadpool, easier said than done.
I would tell you this. This is me and my Google skills. I put Zamboni in movies. Deadpool is number 1. Santa's Sleigh is number 3. Instant Family is number 2, and then you got Space Jam as number 4. So the Zambonis play critical roles in these movies. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh wow. So once again, like Santa, like he gets away, gets on his hell deer, his sleigh, and pretty much it also has like pretty much a hostage. Where the crooked pastor who was seen like using the money that was being donated to the church for strip clubs and whatnot is dressed as a Santa suit, and he's flying him around and then dive bombing.
Is David Taylor?
Oh yeah,
Dave Thomas. Not the Wendy's Dave Thomas, the actor Dave Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Anyone seen
Revenge?
Revenge? What?
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
Revenge. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm looking that up too.
Like Nature taking revenge. That makes me think of Poison Ivy from Batman.
It's from 2008. It's a
I've
short film.
been thinking of Treebeard from Lord of the Rings gone mad.
No, this can't be. Oh God! Oh my God! God, Don, you should
Yes?
know this. Yes, it's a 2008 Christmas short horror film, and it has a theme song
Oh
to
my
it.
gosh! It has a tree going through somebody's eyeball.
Well, not
What?
only just that.
Hold on, I'm gonna
theme-
see if I can have a TikTok video. I'm gonna look it up and maybe I can share. Go ahead.
So not only that, Emily, but Don, the theme song to the film is the same theme song from Cannibal Holocaust that plays during the opening title.
Oh,
Yeah.
You reminded me of something on this movie here. The theme song, the opening kind of credits thing.
Yeah.
Who in the heck were singing? Because that was some of the most horrible singing I've ever heard.
Which film are you
see?
talking about though?
yeah. Sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out.
Do what?
I said I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out.
Who we're talking about? Santa Sleigh.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. They had some kind of Christmas music playing, but it was somebody singing, and I was like, oh my God, who picked this music? Because they cannot sing worth a crap.
Wasn't it?
At what point in the movie?
Yeah.
It was at the beginning,
Beginning?
or when they were, I guess, they were flipping through the book after the first murder scene.
Don, check what Brad said.
Wi-Fi. No, my Wi-Fi, as in internet, wireless internet. I'm gonna have Xfinity check out my modem. This is ridiculous.
I know what song you're talking about. It's by the Gore Gore Girls.
Yeah. Anytime I hear that title, there's actually a movie by that name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because that song Christmas is also, I want to say, is in Home Alone 2.
Really?
Yeah, Christmas, baby, please come home.
Yeah.
Folks,
I want.
Hold on. Sorry.
Because what the hell was
I
that?
don't know what that was. I thought you had to share it to your show, Jeremy or Nick. But this is Treevenge. I found a little clip on TikTok. It's the only clip on TikTok that has Treevenge. I don't know if you can share it back up, but it'll play the audio and then they can still hear us talk.
Yeah.
Well,
have gotten shorter. The
Oh my
nights
God.
have gotten
Watch
colder.
this. Hold on.
and
It's just an
everywhere
introduction.
you go, you hear the haunting echoes of Mariah Carey. That's right. The holiday season is upon us. So this is my yearly reminder for you to go watch Treevenge.
What the hell?
It's like Cannibal Holocaust theme.
Sounds like it. What the hell?
I don't even know what to say.
It's less than 20 minutes long, available for free on YouTube, and the whole thing is a laugh and a half. If you're a horror fan this holiday season, check it out.
Wow.
There you go.
Good God.
I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you.
It's a horror short film.
I could tell.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Words cannot even describe right now.
What the hell did I just see?
So it's 16 minutes long. I just found it on YouTube. It's 16 minutes long. You can definitely tell this thing is extremely low budget.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They
Yeah,
filmed it
for
in my
sure.
backyard here in Ashland,
Sarah's like,
Kentucky,
"You're
everybody.
welcome."
Yep. We filmed in someone's backyard, definitely.
That's definitely Appalachia.
Mariah
Definitely.
Carey songs, the real horror of Christmas.
I bet you somewhere in there Bigfoot's
Mariah
there.
Carey. Hey,
Just
what's wrong
look
with
for-
Mariah Carey?
Look for Bigfoot in there. I guarantee he's there somewhere.
There's a TikTok video of somebody dubbing over a sound of her singing on stage,
Oh.
and it's, oh my god, it's horrible, horrible.
What movie?
Mar-
What film?
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, just look up, like, I don't know how you. I found it one night on TikTok. It's like Mariah Carey. I don't know what it's called, but somebody
Bad
dubbed over.
Mariah Carey bad performance.
Maybe.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna see if this is it. Hold on.
I
Sounds
actually
like
just want to say
cat
something
howling.
quickly. I actually just want to say something quickly to you, Don. Eventually, before we get off, there's something I would like to present myself. It's just only a minute and a half, but I got a video I'd like to present. It's
Oh, yeah.
Christmas, and it's Christmas related too. But it's
Okay.
something that I think you guys are all gonna like. In fact, actually, if you guys,
you might as well present it now because I'm actually planning on ending this in a few minutes.
okay, well then, just really quickly, just so I can describe, because so you guys, all of you guys, obviously know about my scary stories, like when Emily brought it up early.
Right.
Well, I'm going to present one to you guys, but however, this one's not recorded by me. However, it's from the book Scary Stories: A Tribute to Terror. In fact, the guy Curtis Tuckfield, who was on earlier, he is the author of that book, and I asked for his permission if I could play his story. And the story I'm going to present is called Christmas Critters. So let me just get it up. Give me a second here.
Reminds me of Gremlins.
In a way, it kind of does. And here's the cool thing: as I'm getting this up, this question, the person who did the story, his name was AJ Dana, and they didn't put sound effects and music into this. So I took it upon myself and added the music into this. So I'm just trying to get it up right now. Give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry.
Okay, Emily.
Yes.
You just brought up Gremlins. We haven't looked at Gremlins 2 yet. So if it comes to an episode, if it comes to a point where we do an episode of Gremlins 2, would you like to join us in that?
Well, of course I would. Yes, just let me know ahead of time. You
For
know,
sure.
I have shows also, but you guys are coming, and Jeremy's coming on my show in March, and then you and Nick are coming on my show for Friday the 13th in January.
Right. You remember that, right, Don? I told them ahead of time.
Don, you better come on. I'll
I will.
send you a message. I'll remind you when it gets closer to time. It's almost that's less than a month away. It's going to be here before we know it.
All right.
Yeah. Guys, just give me a minute here because I forgot.
Well, can I play my Mariah Carey?
I was going to say, might as well you place it because it turns out when you add a video on a StreamYard, it's got to be MP4. So I'm converting it right now to MP4. So hold up.
Let me see here if I can have my Mariah. Here's Bad Mariah Carey, all one for Christmas. This
Oh
is
my
her
God.
without any editing, without the voiceovers, all that kind of stuff. Here we go. Mariah Carey.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, I'm going to add it now. Here we go.
Come true for Christmas. You make my wish come true. I'm just gonna keep
not really her.
waiting.
Oh my
It
God.
is her. It's her without all the fanciness.
You. I hear those light bells ringing. Won't you please bring my baby to me? So make my wish come true. You.
Oh,
Oh my
My God. That is just so bad. Wow.
thank goodness for that
Oh,
overdubbing and all that kind of
Jeez.
stuff that takes place. But it's like everybody's giving J-Lo a hard time too, trying to overcome Whitney Houston here lately with Whitney's tribute. And J-Lo sounds terrible also. All these people have, the studio voices and the, yeah. There we go. Merry Christmas, Mariah
I
Carey.
got studio cleanup.
Yeah. It's not a joke, Jill Jade. It's not a joke. It's her voice without.
I hope it's a joke.
No, it's not. It's her voice.
Oh, Jesus.
I got the video. I got my video on screen.
Okay, awesome.
So you guys ready for a good story before we end for tonight?
Yes.
All right, here it is from the book Scary Stories Attributed to Terror, Christmas Critters.
Christmas Creatures. In mid-December, late at night, from out the flue there comes a sight. First transparent, later clear, next you smell them, then you hear. Tiny whizzing humming sounds, above your head then on the ground. You squint and soon you see their form, which vanishes upon the morn. Not once captured on photograph, this claim will cause most folk to laugh. Seen mostly by young boys and girls, the sight would make men's minds unfurl. They're fourth-dimensional machines, although they are alive it seems. Do not let them inside your head, nor in your bathtub or your bed. They cause you to break out in wheels and give you headaches, fevers, chills. The objects unaware of us cling to our skin like grains of dust. They're shaped in many different ways, like arrows, spiders, TV trays. They sometimes sparkle in the sun. When brown, you know it's time to run. They do not know of Santa Claus, nor obey scientific laws. They do not know of Jesus Christ or Mother Mary's sacrifice. It is only coincidence that they all congregate like this. But mid-December, late at night, come Christmas creatures, and they bite.
Brad, wherever Brad is, that's all of our exes getting together every year for flipping Christmas.
What'd you think? So what did you guys think of that, huh?
Brad hasn't said anything in almost 10 minutes now.
Yeah, I noticed.
I loved it. I loved the Carol of the Bells song in the background.
I added that. That was me that added that.
That's my favorite Christmas carol. I love it. And it can be spooky, it can be cheerful, it can be sad, it can be everything. And I love that story. Great job, Nick.
Yeah, that was, like I said, that story was already, that was recorded. All of the stories were recorded by AJ Dana. And when I got the audiobook, I listened to it, and again, no sound effects or music. So it just didn't sound.
You need to have that in there.
Yeah, it just didn't sound creepy enough reading the book. So I literally went out of my way and I added the sound effects, the music, including this creepy version I found of Carol of the Bells. So I thought it was perfect, and it was exactly almost the same duration as the story. And now all of a sudden, these what were first stories that just sounded, I hate to say the term boring. Now I've made them scary as hell. So, and that's what led to me to make my own audiobooks.
It went well with the story, and it's like how the rhythm of the song went, and kind of like how the story went with the plot, and then it peaks and then it slows down. It was great.
Yeah,
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Thanks.
Okay, so looks like this will be our stopping point for tonight. So Santa's sleigh, it's interesting to say the least. It's a silly premise, but yet worth seeing if you just want a good little silly horror comedy for the holiday season.
I want to watch it, definitely.
Thanks, Jill.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. It's so much fun to watch it. You're not going to get scared. You're going to laugh.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh yeah.
And hell, you might even cheer some of the kills.
Yeah. You're definitely right.
The old lady especially. I think you should have done something a little different with her though. Just run off the road.
You don't think she's
the old lady?
Yeah.
You don't think she suffered enough?
No, she was a miserable woman.
Yeah. Well, so yep. Hope you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching the podcast, and thank you, Jeremy, Donald, and Emily for joining us on the video. And we'll be back Friday night with the grand finale of our holiday horror episodes with the original Black Christmas.
1974.
Yes. Tune in on Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And we're finally going to wrap up holiday horror. So thank you guys for watching, and see you Friday. Happy holidays.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Have a good night. Thank you for playing along.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.